Are you ready to witness a stunning transformation of Los Angeles' concrete river into a vivid green oasis? Want to see how farmers in Los Angeles are staging an amazing turnaround, using nature's secrets to breathe new life into a once lifeless waterway? Stay tuned to the video till the end to learn about the innovative initiatives, magnificent parks, and untold impact of this historic undertaking on communities and the environment. The Los Angeles River has historically been the lifeblood of the city, attracting its early settlers, powering industries, and serving as a crucial transportation route. However, as urbanization encroached on the river's floodplain, the need for flood prevention led to the construction of a concrete-walled channel. What was once the heart of the city has now become an unsightly feature that disappoints many residents. Taking the helm as lead consultant for the Los Angeles River Revitalization Master Plan, Tetra Tech presents an ambitious vision to breathe new life into the 32-mile stretch of the river. The plan envisions a green ribbon of interconnected parks and community recreation areas, laying the groundwork for substantial construction and engineering investments along the river corridor. The plan encompasses various key recommendations, including adding green spaces to the river corridor and adjacent neighborhoods, managing public access while ensuring safety and well-being, establishing a robust river governance and management structure, and identifying short and long-term priority projects along with potential funding sources. Excited to contribute to the next phase of the plan, Tetra Tech joins forces with esteemed partners, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and Los Angeles County. Drawing from over 4 decades of experience in waterfront revitalization and redevelopment projects, Tetra Tech's expertise in river mechanics is poised to help the city realize its objectives. According to Bruce Resnick, the director of LA Waterkeeper, a nonprofit that advocates for sustainable water management, the cities are literally designed to get rid of the most precious resource we have as quickly as possible. We spend billions of dollars paving over paradise, only to discover that we have flooding problems. As a result, we spend billions more to construct concrete channels to divert the water away from us. Then we realize we have a water supply problem, so we spend billions more to pump water in from elsewhere, which also happens to be the state's largest usage of electricity. It's absurd and untenable. All of this, Resnick may add, while borrowing as much as possible from elsewhere. LA County imports about 60% of its water from thousands of miles away via open-air aqueducts, siphoning it off from northern lakes and rivers that are now drying up due to demand, causing ecological catastrophe. At the same time, LA County discharges 500 million gallons of highly treated wastewater into the Pacific Ocean every day, coupled with 100 million gallons of street runoff. Every year, more than enough water to meet the requirements of the metropolis is simply flushed into a freeway that transports it out to sea. Can this most impermeable of metropolitan environments adapt as mountain snowpack thins and lakes shrink? Can it find a way to gather and store its most valuable sources of life? One of the first indicators of a more permeable future is now visible in an unassuming region of East Los Angeles, formerly known for its flower and fruit farms, but long since trampled by suburban development. A pair of lush stormwater-capturing gardens have sprouted where dismal strips of sun-scorched grass and drought-stricken trees used to extend down the middle of the 2 lengthy streets. Pebbled swaths snake between meandering walks dotted with aromatic, drought-tolerant flora. Yellow tiger swallowtail butterflies hover amid gold and purple lantana flowers as a cat slips beneath the flaming red blossoms of coral aloe among the foxtail, agave, and coyote brush. Picnic tables and exercise equipment are scattered around the clearings, which are shaded by jacaranda Chinese elm and California sycamore. The most significant innovation, though, is hidden beneath the ground. More than 100 dry wells have been drilled beneath these strips to collect water from a nearby storm drain that would otherwise flush into the ocean and slowly distribute it back into the ground. A pre-treatment system removes garbage, oil, and sediment before sending the water to the 30-meter deep wells, where it is further filtered via rocks and sand before being released into the aquifer, the stratum that holds groundwater. Meanwhile, the ditches catch and filter street runoff. According to the county, this initiative collected approximately 16 million gallons of water during a single January storm, More than 98 million gallons of water are estimated to be captured here each year, enough to sustain 600 homes. Not bad for a small patch of flora. The $37 million project is one of the first to be finished with financing from the Safe Clean Water Program, a county-wide initiative supported by Measure W, a stormwater tax approved by voters in 2018. Private property owners are now charged 2.5 cents per square foot of impermeable surface area on their land, in accordance with the polluter pays principle. You'll be walloped if you cover your backyard in concrete. Although it may appear to be a modest gesture, the tax has already produced $1 billion and funded more than 100 initiatives. Resnick adds, "The focus is on multi-benefit projects. Not only are we capturing water, but we are also greening local communities, reducing flood risk, promoting carbon sequestration, reducing the heat island effect, and improving access to rivers, lakes, and streams." He highlights a nonprofit trust for public land-led idea for an urban orchard in Southgate on land squeezed between a highway and the LA River. 7 acres of filthy brownfield land are being turned into a sylvan refuge, replete with a nursery to produce endangered native fish. The park, designed by Studio MLA, will include a recirculating stream to rear rainbow trout and arroyo chubs, as well as a plaza shaded by 300 oaks, cottonwoods, sycamores, and fruit trees, as well as a stormwater treatment and groundwater recharge system. A comparable, seemingly unpromising dump site in Sun Valley is being transformed into a wetlands park, complete with a 21-acre detention pond for stormwater runoff. The collected rain will next flow through a 10-acre wetland, which will operate as a natural treatment system, eliminating pollutants before being piped into infiltration basins to recharge groundwater, with basketball and tennis facilities planned as well. Other initiatives include green valleys, which have replaced concrete passageways with permeable pavements, plants, and groundwater drains. There are also plans to green schoolyards, with an emphasis on places where park access is chronically limited. However, some people are concerned about how and where the projects will be divided. Stephanie Pinsettle, a professor at UCLA's Institute of the Environment and Sustainability, whose students have been evaluating Measure W funding allocation, says, "One issue is that there isn't a master plan. There is no comprehensive assessment of where groundwater infiltration is most desirable or hydrologically feasible. It's more of a county saying, 'If you have a project, why don't you come see us?'" Because the initiative is based on individual bids rather than an overarching plan, its success is dependent on the competence and expertise of the local agencies and nonprofits engaged. There's also an urgent need for a larger cultural shift. While one city agency is digging progressive bioswales, another is pouring concrete on sidewalks. These new eco-landscapes must also contend with public perceptions of what a healthy park should seem like. You have to take into account people's aesthetics, Pinsettle explains. Will a wetland that is dry most of the time, as it will be in LA, be considered an eyesore? Last summer, a landscape architect visited a new stormwater retention project, only to discover that local homeowners had torn out all the plants, figuring the withered, dry specimens were dead. Bioswales in other areas have been filled with debris and left clogged due to a lack of upkeep. There is a chance that a significant portion of Measure W funds will be spent on maintenance. Others see a compelling need for these challenges to become an intrinsic part of the training of people who shape the city as they zoom out. Water has been almost completely absent from architectural education. Hadley Arnold, co-founder of the Arid Lands Institute, which was founded 20 years ago, explains, "How would it look if buildings and neighborhoods were designed to catch, clean, and store water instead of shedding it? What if, instead of burying it all, we celebrated it and made it visible? We need to reconsider how our cities are built. Any surface might be a possibility for water to enter the ground." Overall, the ambitious plan to turn the Los Angeles River from a concrete channel into a green oasis is already underway. The goal is to bring life back to the environment, get people involved, and make a sustainable urban river corridor for the future. Thanks for watching. If you found the video as entertaining as we did, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you don't miss our future updates to find sustainable solutions and ideas around the world.